People have been admitted to various health facilities across Kilgore's constituency for urgent treatment. A multi-agency team deployed by the county government has ordered the closure of all eateries in the affected areas to curb further transmission. Health officials have also distributed medical supplies and increased surveillance in high-risk zones.
We want to support the...
At Transmara West Hospital, reported experiencing severe diarrhea and dehydration, the main symptoms of the disease.
Kulingana na huo mlipuko wa kipindupindu ambayo uliweza kutoka, tayari watu 45 wameweza kuja kulazwa katika hii hospitali, 21 wameshaenda nyumbani, 19 bado wako hapa, na kwa bahati mbaya tumepotesha maisha ya watu 5, na tunasema Mungu awalaze mahali pema peponi.
Hatua ambazo zimechukuliwa mwanzo ni kwamba ile usambazaji wa chakula ama food hawking imekuwa banned immediately. Mahoteli ambazo watu wana chakula kinapeanwa ambazo hazifikia ile kiwango cha public health pia zimefungwa. Zaidi ya 20 zimefungwa tayari hadi sasa, na tunaendelea kuhamasisha watu, sababu lazima watu watumie maji ambayo yamechemshwa au yamewekwa dawa ile ndio chlorine. Watu wanawe mikono wakati wote na watumie vyoo ndio kinyesi isiingie kwenye maji au chakula.
Nikakimbilia hospitali yetu hapa juu, yenyewe imenisaidia. Mimi ndio nilipitia mengi, nikaona kama sitakuwai, lakini Mungu ametujalia na watu wote wenye wamekuja hapa wameara hiyo style, lakini wa madaktari wetu wamewaokoa sana.
And two other stories across the border. The Ugandan police force has denied allegations that it is holding two missing Kenyan activists, Bob Jagi and Nicholas Oyo, who were reportedly abducted by 4 armed men at a petrol station in Kireka, Kampala. Addressing the media, Uganda police spokesperson Kituma Rusoke said the 2 activists are not in police custody and that authorities have yet to receive any formal report regarding their disappearance. Rusoke assured the public that investigations would be launched once an official complaint is filed, urging anyone with information about the 2 men's whereabouts to come forward. Meanwhile, a group of Ugandan lawyers has filed an application before the Icon Seafood Division in Kampala, seeking to compel the military police and Attorney General to produce the missing Kenyans, citing concerns of their safety and possible unlawful detention.
The Kenyans who are alleged to have come to join in Kenyan activists who came to join in Elare in Uganda, and it is alleged that they disappeared. I am not briefed by police that they have them in our custody. So at the moment, I don't have any information to the effect that they are in police custody. Nor do I have any information that they are accused by police. If I had it, I would volunteer it here without any reservations. I also don't know whether it has been reported formally that they are lost persons or missing persons. I don't have that information.
And matters education students at Moi University in Eldoret on Monday took to the streets to protest the ongoing lecturer strike, which has polarized learning and disrupted the institution's academic calendar. The students who marched within and outside the campus expressed frustration over what they termed as total academic paralysis, saying the strike now is in its 4th week, as delayed classes, postponed examinations, and created uncertainty about when normal learning will resume. They appealed to the government, the Ministry of Education and University Management to urgently intervene and resolve the standoff between the dons and the employer. The striking lecturers under the university's academic staff union WASU down their tools, citing months of delayed salaries and the government's failure to honor the existing collective bargaining agreement, CBA.
We have been in this school for the last decade, and this is not because of our issues. It's because of the systemic issues that are existing. In fact, in Moi University, and I want to go on record, Moi University has remained the worst university that has been severely affected by the strike. Yes. Our other counterparts have actually finished school and are out there, you know, working as doctors.
We initially had a strike in Moi that lasted for 4 weeks before the UASU strike started. And there's also another strike that's supposed to be happening from 20th of October, still affecting Moi University alone. And as Moi University students, we are very tired of the strikes that have been happening. Each and every year there's a strike that is happening in Moi for 2 to 3 months or even 4 months. So we've stayed in school for a decade.
I would have been running a family, but I keep saying I am in school for the 9th year now, and we are still staring at the possibility of staying even longer. Our classmates in other medical universities have graduated. We have friends who have enrolled for postgraduate studies, yes. And I am still stuck at my 8th year in Moi University. It's honestly unfair.
Nimekaa tu shule over 10 years hadi nashangaa nitaenda retire kama sijakuja postgraduate. Shida ni kuwa hii shule ya Moi hatujui shida iko wapi, kila siku tu ni migomo.
And other stories in Laikipia, student leaders at Laikipia University have threatened to join the ongoing strike by public university lecturers if the government fails to address the issue within 72 hours. Speaking to the media, the student leaders led by Emmanuel Kibet expressed frustrations over the prolonged industrial action, saying it has severely disrupted learning and forced many students to return home due to inactivity on campus. According to the students, the strike has not only stalled academic programs but also worsened their living conditions, with some facing possible eviction from rented hostels as they struggle to pay rent amid the suspension of studies.
We are here today to show our frustration to the government. We want to demand from the office of the president that at this point, comrades have already served. They are here loitering around. Even the school now, as we can see, the school is very clear because the comrades are not around. Some of the comrades have already traveled to their home, various homes, because of many reasons. We can talk about their foods. They are eating, but they are not learning in the school, and also even their time of being here, they need to study. We are demanding the government to give out their salary or to act within 72 hours. All the student leaders in universities, we are demanding all of them to come out and show their frustration in the universities, and we are going to join lecturers, or we are going to join the streets after 72 hours.
First of all, tumekuja hapa because sisi ni watu ambao tumejam sana na government ya saa hii. The government has not been hearing lecturers, and we know the education is the backbone of our country. Comrade power! Comrade Sigizaga! First of all, we have to demand education because it's our right, and the government has wasted our time so much. First of all, I want to say that the time wasted must be compensated. Comrade power! So I want to say that the students now, we are forced again to budget even for the stock we are going to use. Then this message I'm sending to Mr. President William Ruto. Kindly hear the lecturers, we go back to studies. It is high time the government to wake up. We have fed a lot of the backbones of this country. So I request the government to hear the lecturers, and we are giving the ultimatum of 72 hours.
And I want to say that this strike is affecting us as students. Masomo bana ime delay, and we want to study. Our future, we don't have time, like we have limited time.
For me, I have one request. All comrades countrywide, we can bring the solution to this problem. If we unite, if we stand together, if we stand in the solidarity of comradeship.
Comrade, wisdom! Wisdom! Viva, comrade, viva! Viva! Our time has been wasted for long. Yes. We are now demanding for our teachers to be paid. Yes. Comrades, power! Comrades, viva! Viva!
stories, governance and leadership, Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi has been re-elected as chairperson of the Council of Governors COG following a leadership reshuffle announced on Monday. The Governor Mutahi Kahiga retained his position as the deputy chairperson, while Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki, who previously chaired the Health Committee, was appointed as the new council whip. Kakamega Governor Fernandez Baraza will continue to head the Finance Committee as Mombasa Governor Abdul Samad Nasir takes over the new chairperson of the Health Committee. Speaking after the announcement, the new COG leadership pledged to prioritize the completion and the transfer and costing of all devolved functions, as well as to strengthen and safeguard devolution.
We, the Executive Committee of the Council, having been duly elected to serve, hereby commit to the following priorities in strengthening the mandate of the Council and protecting the spirit of devolution. 1. The operationalization of the Devolution Training Institute.
Political realignments are taking shape in Embu County ahead of the Mbeere North parliamentary by-election scheduled for November 27th, following the resignation of 2 sitting members of the county assembly. Muminji MCA Newton Karish and his Evurore counterpart Duncan Bui have formally resigned from their positions after submitting written notices to the county assembly clerk as required by the law for aspirants seeking to contest other elective seats. Speaking after tendering his resignation letter, Karish said he is ready and willing to face his opponents in the upcoming by-elections. The 3-term MCA described himself as the most experienced candidate, citing his long service in county leadership. And Kabuchai Member of Parliament Majimbo Kalasinga has called on security agencies to investigate alleged death threats made against him by National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula ahead of the upcoming Shwele Kabuchai ward by-election scheduled for November 2027 this year. Speaking to journalists at his home in Sikusi, the Ford Kenya MP claimed that his life is in danger and urged Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja to collect and review video evidence of the alleged threats for protection. Kalasinga, whose relationship with his party leader was recently grown tense, expressed concern over his safety but maintained that he would not be intimidated over his political choices or who he chooses to support in the by-election.
Those are things when Majimbo asks in Parliament, he's against Moses Masika Wetangula. My brother, my elder brother Moses, I have respected you so much. You know that very well. There is no single day I have called a press like now to address Moses. I have been respect him so much. Even after this press statement, I will still respect you so much. But I will kindly ask you to respect me. I am elected by the people of Kabuchai for a term of not 6 years, only 5. Give me my 5 years. These voters will come back again and decide who to give this Kabuchai constituency. But I will be on the ballot. If they choose Majimbo, well and good. I want to thank one good friend, Mheshimiwa Wycliffe Wafula Wangamati, for coming out on press and asking Moses Masika Wetangula to tell Kenyans what he intends to do with Majimbo and my life and my security. Such are friends who stood with me when I was in problems. He stood up and asked him, surely if you say Majimbo must go across, atakufa ama ataenda kufanya ni Uganda. That is not my home. You can see my home here. I don't have such a home in Uganda. I don't have another wife in Uganda. I'm like Kibaki. I have only one wife here. I am not going to Uganda Moses. I'm going to be here and vote. And I'll vote on 27th. And I have my mother here who is old, who will need to vote. I have my wife who will vote. I have my son who will vote and my daughter who will vote. So we have around 7 votes in this home. We are not going to buy fear on this 27th. We are not going to buy fear. Nobody is going to threaten anybody. Election will be done peacefully. I don't know if it was unfortunate for a person I respect so much. A person who I want to refer to be my mentor. A person who we should emulate. The Speaker of the National Assembly spoke in vernacular in his own home, Namuyemba Kandui. He called very reasonable people, called the delegates of Fort Kenya. They are well dressed in the party regalia. My speaker chose to speak in vernacular. My good speaker, Honorable Moses Wetangula, whether you spoke in vernacular, you can't get away with it.
Remember, you're watching EBN TV, and this is Morning Live. And in the dailies this morning, we've got the Standard, Kenya's Board newspaper, and the Daily Nation. And what looks a bit encouraging or discouraging in one or the other is that the Daily Nation and the Standard is talking of one story from the top page, and this is about Faith Odhiambo, and she is the president, the LSK president, and there is a docket that she was given some few weeks ago, and this is about it concerns the issue of the Gen Z's compensation, and this was to compensate the Gen Z's who were killed in the protest. And as I can see, the Standard is talking of Faith Odhiambo, and the caption is "at last." So it's like there's been a pressure for Faith Odhiambo, who has been taking to very serious position in this country, and caving into pressure, Faith Odhiambo's resignation from President William Ruto's panel on compensation for victims of protest marks a dramatic turn in a journey from protest era into embattled Law Society of Kenya. President, once celebrated for her fearless defense of the oppressed, Odhiambo found herself accused of betraying the very cause she championed. Her exit after weeks of internal revolt and legal wrangles is being seen by many as an act of courage and a step to correct a misjudgment that had tainted a stellar record. Yet, there's applause mixes with skepticism. Many now wonder whether she will reclaim the moral ground that once defined her leadership. And as the Standard is putting it, and as clearly put it, that Faith Odhiambo has been championing she is the president for Law Society of Kenya, and she was given another docket, and maybe in the docket she was not alone. She was with other people within who were in the issue of compensating the victims of protests. And because of the wrangles that came in, Faith Odhiambo at last, she is bowing into pressure, and this shows that maybe what she has been championing for the goodness, or maybe for the goodwill of Kenyans, to see that if maybe during the the Gen Z protests, the victims are well compensated, but because of the wrangles that came in between the docket that she was given, she has tried to bow into pressure, because there are some deals, or when it comes to issues of compensating the affected ones or the victims of the Gen Z protest. I think it has been a long process, and maybe it was marred by political issues that maybe when you try to combine with politics and law, I think there is a way Faith so that she's not willing this game. And I think the biggest question is, if Faith is not in this docket, who will be, and how will we as Kenyans get a solution for the same? I think that's a question that we need to ask ourselves, and that is what we have on top of the page of the Standard Kenya's Board newspaper. And I think to our Daily Nation is the same thing, why Faith threw the towel. And I think when President Ruto was putting Faith into this docket, he had a big trust in Faith that once put in the same docket, because she's been abiding or even trying to push people into following or being in place or in the right position with the law, he thought that maybe this will take a better position for compensating the young people who were affected in the Gen Z's protest. But at the end of the day, I think the duty and responsibility handed to Faith Odhiambo is looking a bit heavy for her, and that's why she's throwing the towel away and she's not able to take the task yet again. And the Daily Nation is talking of a court has blocked operations by the task force appointed on August 25th. Appointment to a government team on compensation for victims of state excesses sparked controversy. Now LSK President Faith Odhiambo has resigned from her position as vice chairperson of the panel, citing stalled progress, court action, and detractors. And as I was saying, I think compensation to the victims is a long and hectic process, and you can take a case to the corridors of justice, and you find that it is taking time and a very long time for you to make sure that your justice for you is served. So I think this backlog of cases in our courts as far as compensation is concerned, and for the position Faith was given, I think it looked like Faith is like she's carrying too much for this country, and maybe things are not coming into a solution, and maybe she don't want to play or even to become a victim of circumstances. And that is what we have on the top page of the Daily Nation. And we still, when coming to matters of politics and governance, why Moi picked Uhuru over Raila Mudavadi. I think this is a long story, and a story that takes us back some good years. And I can just read one thing. In the last of our exclusive three-part serialization at the ready, Madoka, any influential figure in presidential Daniel Arap Moi's administration, writes about his front row seat in the Arap Moi's administration. And this is from 2002, succession intrigues that led to the unexpected implosion at Kanu as Mwai Kibaki's starry INAC ushered in a new era. And I think that those are the stories that we have from the Standard newspaper and Kenya's Board newspaper. And you can read more on the issue concerning Faith. You can read it from this is in August last year after anti-government protest activist Bob Jagi, and this is a story that we've read in the news, and this is a story that is sparkling up a lot of concern and the relations that we have between Uganda and Kenya. And in August last year, after anti-government protest activist Bob Jagi was seized from a matatu by security agents and tortured for a month in captivity. Now, Jagi and his Kenyan colleague Nicholas Oyo have gone missing in Uganda, with a court told they are being detained by the military. And this is a story that we are still following to make sure that we give you the full story and truth about it. You can still get it at page 4 of the Daily Nation. I think that is what we have for you in the dailies. Keep watching EBN, and this is Morning Life. And what we are doing after this, we are having Cynthia for an exclusive interview on matters governance. So welcome again.